Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we throw sanity to the side as we embark on the journey of completing 1,000 King of the Mist kills. Our total investment for this video is just under 200 divines, and with a little bit of luck and a dextral or sinestral erasure or two, maybe we can make some profit. So sit down, grab your popcorn, and watch as my sanity unravels as I spend the next 40 hours of my life killing a boss that nobody else wants to. Let's get into the video. Alright, so for those of you guys who don't know, the King of the Mist is a pinnacle boss that you can access at the endgame by placing an audience with the king into your realm gate. Once you do that, you hit traverse, you fight the boss, you go through his phases, yada yada, you kill the boss, and he gives you a drop. Unfortunately, a majority of his signature drops this league are pretty much worthless, even including the Ingenuity belt, unless you val it and roll something like this. So we are hoping mainly to find both dextral and sinestral erasures, dextral and sinestral annulments, or omens of whittling, which are worth 3.5, 3.3, 5.5, 3.1, and 5.1 divines, respectively. We also have the chance to find some very valuable rare items, as this will be an eye level 84 area. And we can also get lucky with uniques if we get like maybe a headhunter or a Astramintus or something to drop. So let's hope for some really good RNG. Just so everyone knows, this is a tier 4 King of the Mist that we are running, and here is my Atlas tree for a frame of reference. Alright, so enough of all that monologuing, we're going to go ahead and get started, and I want to say thank you to Wax Smash, my buddy in my party here. He is allowing us to skip the maze phase, and I'll kind of show you how that works in a second here. So basically, once the King of the Mist phases, it's going to send us to the Crux of Nothingness maze, and in the previous league, you would just exit to character selection, but we're just going to teleport to him in our hideout, go back in, and the King of the Mist has phased, which means we skip the entirety of the maze. And if I were to do the maze on every single one of these kills, it would probably add like 20 or so hours or more to the total time for me to kill this boss. So thanks to him and the many other people that I'll use over the course of running this to allow me to teleport to them. First kill, we get a utility belt and a greater exaltation and nothing else good. And we're going to do this 999 more times. Hey, so really quickly, something I forgot to touch on was my tracking scroll of headhunting, and the tracking scroll of headhunting started at 3. I just killed my 4th King of the Mist, so that's why we're at 7. So once I hit the 1,000, I should be at 1,003, and I will do a check-in on the tracking scroll of headhunting every time I do a kill check-in, but as of right now, we're at 7, aka 4 kills. Of course I didn't turn the recorder on in time, but this is kill number maybe 10 or 12 or so, and we got our first from Nothing Diamond. Now, unfortunately, I don't think this particular league that really any of these are worth like a ton of divines like they were last league, but pretty cool to see. Kind of a rare drop. Oh, hey! That's our first really expensive Omen. I can't think of the word right now. That's awesome. Omen of Dextral Annulment. I think this is kill about 15 or so. So if we were to theoretically get one every 15 kills, we'd make a lot of money from this video. I'm not anticipating that happening, but this is very, very nice to see. Awesome, awesome. Oh! Wow. It's worthless now, but that is the second tabula I've ever dropped. That's pretty freaking cool. I mean, it's like literally a few chaos, but that is a T0 unique, so tabula rasa. Pretty cool drop. Hey, Omen of Whittling, the second super good Omen that we've got. And I think we're on kill about 40 or 50 right now, so unfortunately, obviously, these are expensive for a reason. They're not super common, but it's very nice to see one. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been so long since I filmed a clip. I ended up just giving up on filming every single kill because I have not been getting anything good. And we finally have a Divine Orb. The first one of the kills. We're at over 100 kills by now, by the way. First Divine Orb, only a few of the really good omens. So far, we have lost a lot of money. Oh my god. It's been so long since I saw one of these. Oh my god, I'm about to die. Holy crap. I was just almost just died before I picked this up. That would have been super embarrassing. Um Super happy to have finally gotten another one of these. It's been super long, but yeah, I will see you in the next clip. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. We got a dextral erasure. I think that's our first dextral erasure. Honestly, I've done so many of these. I mean, I'm almost at the like 200 something mark. I've done so many of these that I can't remember which dextral, sinestral, whittling, whatever things that I've gotten so far, but dextral erasure, few divs in the bank, and a utility belt. Let's freaking go. Well, would you look at that? Sinestral annulment. We are one white omen away. I believe it's the sinestral erasure from having a white annulment bingo. So getting pretty close. We're at about 220 kills right now, about 30 more till our first check-in. So maybe I'll have another clip before then. If not, I will see you there. Well, this is pretty freaking cool. This is one of the brand new T0 uniques, and I have absolutely no idea what it is. I don't know if it's worth anything or if it's just completely pointless, but we're at like 235 kills or so, and this is the first like unique item that is white, like special T0 or whatever, that I have seen the entire time with the exemption of Omen. So cool to finally have gotten something. We got this. I don't know what it is. I just know that it's new, so that's super cool. I'll see you in the next clip. This is literally the next kill. I kid you not, the next kill, and we get an Alpha's Howl. Unfortunately, after the update, I'm pretty sure these are like borderline worthless now, unless of course you get the Val that gives it extra spirit or whatever, but this is super cool. I mean, we're at like 230 something kills, 237 or something like that. And I got zero tier zero uniques, and then I get two back to back. So maybe things are heating up. Maybe we're going to end up with a bunch of really good omens. I don't know. I guess time will tell. But I will see you in the next clip. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see on our tracking scroll of headhunting here, we are officially over the 250 kill mark. Technically, this is 252 from where it started. I apologize. I got a little overzealous and just kept going and missed my mark for exactly 250 for the check-in, but we're going to go ahead and do a first quarter report. I'm going to try to make it as quick as possible. I don't want to go super in-depth on all the loot we've gotten so far since we're going to have several more check-ins, but here we are. 250 kills are done. Let's get into the loot. All right, getting into the 252 kill check-in. We'll start with the omens, obviously, and as you can see, what we have here is what I have gotten so far. I picked up the omen from every single kill. We have 252 in total, 748 of the audience with the kings, the remaining kills for this video. And for the omens that we care about, the sinestral annulment, dextral annulment, and greater annulment, the whittling, the dextral erasure, and the sinestral erasure, we have a total of 9 of them, which means we've gotten about one every 28 kills. Now, I don't know the drop rate. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I know that, they are multiple divines each. They're actually all going up in price right now. When I started this video, the whittling was about 4 divs. It is doubled in price in like the last 2 days. So it is currently almost 8 divines. Keep in mind, as I said in the intro, the cost for this video is about 200 divs. So if we continue on this trajectory, we're probably going to make pretty close to that amount from just these whittlings alone, or just these special omens alone. So we'll see how that goes. Hoping to see a little bit more of them by the time we get to 500, but so far, this is what we got. Next on our list for things is the currency, and as you can see, we don't have a lot of it. The King of the Mist is not really known for dropping a bunch of currency. It's not like Zesht, where there's a big rain of currency drops right before you get to the boss. So we have 4 divines, 290 exalted, which is like 1/10 of a divine right now, and then 59 chaos orbs, which is approximately 3 divines. So overall, probably about 7 and change divines of currency so far. Nothing big, but wasn't expecting that. On to our next tab, the jewels, etc. tab. We just have the Twilight Reliquary keys that I've gotten so far, some of the runes that I've picked up, the jewels that I picked up, and a level 20 spirit gem. And I'm not entirely sure how expensive these are right now. They're probably, looks like multiple annulments. So overall, not a lot of money from this tab. Getting on to the rares, we have a decent amount of rares, about 3/4 of a quad tab here. And these guys on the left here all just rolled with some sort of affix that makes them valuable. Like this is a +2 minion skills. This guy has the high increased evasion ES and also the 45% cold res. But these guys over here rolled the best. This is a nice little amulet. We have +7 melee skills on this staff. Both of these have a T1 increased evasion and energy shield and a T1 res. Both of them are fire. And these boots rolled with T1 movement speed and also T1 lightning. And I'm also picking up all of the jewelry that I get just because I like picking up the jewelry. Nothing special, just like doing it. For the uniques, we have a lot of the typical boss uniques that I see when I do a bunch of these massive kill videos. You know, a bunch of the cookie cutter stuff, things that you guys have seen a ton of. But we've also gotten some good items too. We got the Alpha's Howl relatively recently, as well as the Adonia's Ego, the brand new item from the last patch. We also got a Tabula Rasa. We got the Tree Fingers. So these are all potentially multiple chaos, maybe multiple divine items, which is great. The Alpha's Howl obviously used to be very, very expensive before they made the update to make, T0 uniques more common. We've also gotten the Rondel of Fragility, which is a good amulet, the Defiance of Destiny as well, and some unique tablets also. Overall, all these other items on the left here, just going to be chance shards, maybe a few of them added to the unique collection, but overall, lots of uniques. Nothing insanely good, though. And last but not least, we have the actual boss uniques. We got a ton of the boots here, a ton of the stabs, and a ton of the body armors, more boots, more stabs, and then boom, the particular tab that most people are probably wondering about is the Ingenuity belts and the From Nothing diamonds. So the From Nothing diamonds, I have a total of about 32 or 33 of those, and the belts, I have like 38. So I've accidentally identified a few of them, but, so what? I'm going to sell them all regardless. And I don't know about the From Nothing diamonds. I don't know if there's one that has a certain radius skill that is like really expensive this league. I know that Zealot's Oath is the one that I use for my tree, but regardless, lots of good items so far. And yeah, that's the check-in from 250 King of the Mist, which is more than most people probably kill in the entirety of the league, but we still have 748 more to go. I'll see you in the next clip. Ladies and gentlemen, we just got the first ritualistic reliquary key. This is the one for the King of the Mist specifically. I have no idea if these are valuable or not. Let's see if I can get a hint here. Maybe a few divines. I don't know what they're going for in the trade, but that is a really cool drop to see, and the first one that we have gotten in 250 plus kills. And right after we get the ritualistic reliquary key, the next kill, we get a Witling. Today is going to be a great day, I have no doubt. I'm pretty sure that all of the white omens that you can get, the really good ones you can get from this boss, are equal chances to appear, but I have gotten the Omen of Greater Annulment more than all the other ones by a factor of at least 2 at this point in time, I think, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, we got another one. Always a good day when we see a little white light. Almost 300 kills in and we get our first good unique charm. This is the Nascent Hope Thawing Charm. I actually have one on my charm belt, but yeah, pretty cool. This is several, I believe, annulments at this point in time, so a little bit of money added to the bank. Nothing too shabby. Well, I just finished a kill, and these are by far the best items that I have had drop so far. T1 movement speed, T1 fire, T1 cold, T1 dex on the charmed shoe base. Pretty cool. I was wondering when I was going to get something like this. I've done over 300 kills at this point in time, and I hadn't seen anything drop with all T1s that are good, but we finally got something. These are some pretty nice boots. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally got the Sinestral Erasure. That gives us the monopoly on all of the really good omens, and I believe, let's go ahead and just check the KC really quick. It's just over 300. We are at 303. 303 total kills. Keep in mind I had 4 of them to start. 303 total kills to get all 6 of the really, really good omens. Super happy to see it. We are making money. I'll see you in the next clip. Oh my god, we just filmed the clip about the Sinestral Erasure, and I get a Sinestral Annulment. This has been a very good day. I said it 4 or 5 clips back, but today has been a very, very good day. We are making money. Heck yeah. So I've gotten several runes thus far, but this is the first one that's actually worth a little bit of money, which is pretty cool. We are well over 400 kills, by the way. Let's check in really quick. Where are we at? Let's see. Extras, effects. 404 kills. 404 kills in total for our first rune that's actually worth a little bit of money. Pretty cool. Once again, been a very long time since I've made a clip, but this is pretty cool. We got another T0 unique. I believe this is called like Xerfes Serape or something. I'm not entirely sure how it's pronounced, but anyway, kind of cool. We got another one. It has been over 200 kills since I've gotten the last Divine Orb, and this is kill number 499. We are 1 kill away from the 500 kill check-in. I will see you guys there. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the 500 kill check-in. As you can see on our tracking scroll of headhunting here, we have 504 King of the Mists that have been killed. And I'll be honest with you, it has been a little rough so far. The King of the Mist just doesn't really offer a lot of excitement. You know, there's the occasional Omen of Whittling or Sinestral Erasure or Dextral Erasure or Annulment or whatever you get, but there's no big loot explosions. You're not, running through an entire breach like you are when you kill Zest, or you're not getting the chance for like just a 15 to 20 div plus item right off the bat when you kill Arbiter and get like a Shrine Scepter. So it's not the most exciting boss, but we are halfway done. And on that note, I did do a 250 kill check-in, and I just want to say I don't know if I'm going to keep it in the video. And the reason I'm saying that is because there's only so many clips that I can put in between the check-ins. There's not a lot of unique drops that you can get. It's just pretty much omens and like divine orbs and the occasionally apparently very rare T0 unique. So I may keep the 250 kill check-in in. I may not. If I don't, I'll probably edit a picture on screen of what the omens looked like at 250. But I will say, since 250 in the last 250 kills that we've gotten way more good omens than we did at the start of the video. And without further ado, let's get into exactly what those are. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, what omens have we gotten from 500 King of the Mist? As you can see, we have all of our remaining kills here. We are halfway done. And for the omens, we have a total of 28 of the good omens, including the one that we were missing at the 250 kill check-in, the Sinestral Erasure, of which we've gotten 4 since then. At the 250 kill check-in, I had 9 of the good omens, which means on average I was getting one about every 28 kills or so. Currently at 500, I have 28 of the good ones, meaning I have tripled the number that I had at 250, which is insanely lucky. I have had clip after clip after clip of me getting these omens, and I have to, obviously I can't put every single one of them in because that's just too much. It's too many clips, but we are doing much, much better. And overall, the divines that all of these add up to pretty much means we're already in profit, which is really cool. I have 500 more to go. Hopefully we'll continue on this trajectory, but this is what we got for the omens so far, and things have gotten way, way better. Moving on to the currency, the 500 kill currency, we have 6 divines, 114 chaos, 597 exalted, 3 annulments, and 7 orbs of chance. I also have 1 singular glass blower's bauble and 1 singular armorer's scrap, and I just got this one like a few kills ago. I think it's kind of funny how some of these other currencies aren't even showing up at all. So obviously, the King of the Mist, again, not known for his currency drops, but this is what you can expect from 500 kills. It's definitely paying no bills, that's for sure. Moving on to the jewels and also the rares and everything, we still just have the 1 level 20 spirit gem, several of the new runes, the only good one being this guy, he's worth a few chaos. We also have the ritualistic reliquary keys that we've gotten so far, and these are unfortunately pretty worthless. We have a lot of twilight keys and some gems as well. Nothing overly good in this tab, so getting into the rares, we have all of this stuff here. And I'm sorry if my organization in this tab gives you a bit of a headache. It does me too, but I haven't taken the time to reorganize it. These items in here are all potentially good bases to, potentially fracture, potentially recombine, maybe sell for a few chaos as bases. but these are the rares that have rolled the best. So we have all of these guys here, and this is not a rare, but it's a good crafting base. A lot of things here that I have the chance to craft upon. These boots actually rolled with 4 really good T1 rolls, which is really cool. And then we have some other items here that can be used to potentially craft on or as fracture bases. And that's it. That's the rares and the jewels and etc. tab. Let's get on to the uniques. Getting into the uniques, we have 2 almost entirely full tabs. We have this first one here and this second one, which is about 2/3 full. And everything on the right side here, again, I don't know if I'm going to keep in the 250 kill check-in, so I'll go over these individually. We have all of the like T0 or really good uniques that have dropped that can be sold for multiple chaos or potentially multiple divines. We got this Surfy's Serape and not too long ago, really good rolls on that. Rolled double increased, as well as a decent evasion ES roll. We have our our gold rim. We have a gray make that rolled with really good rolls, coincidentally enough up here, which is really nice. That's a great starter helmet, but unfortunately pretty much worthless this late into the game. We have our tree fingers, our Adziri's Acuity, several of our little tablets here, obviously the Tabula Rasa, we have that Adonia's Ego, the Alpha's Howl, amongst several other things. And then obviously all of our uniques over here and in this tab are all just going to be chance orbs with the exemption of maybe adding a few things to my unique collection tab. With all that being said, let's get into the boss uniques and then back to the boss himself. Finally, getting on to the boss uniques, we have not 1, not 2, but 3 tabs so far that have been dedicated to strictly boss unique drops. And that's technically not even true. I technically have a 4th tab, which is just Ingenuity Belts and just the From Nothing Diamonds. As you can see, we have a ton of Ingenuity Belts. If we stay on this rate, by the time we're at 1,000, we will have almost perfectly a full quad tab of just Ingenuity Belts, which is like, what, 280 something Ingenuity Belts, which is just wild. I have done a not so good job of accidentally identifying quite a bit of these. Same thing with some of the diamonds here. I just get excited when I, kill a boss, identify everything really quickly, and sometimes accidentally hit a unique or two that I didn't mean to. But overall, we have 1 more spare tab. I'm going to need a lot more by the time we get to the remaining 500, but that is the 500 kill check-in. I will see you guys in the next clip. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we love to see it. Another omen of Sinestral Annulment, another few divines to the bank. We are doing so fantastically on this second half of the 500 kills, or the second half of the 1,000 kills. Can't wait to get to the next check-in. It is going swimmingly. Oh, I just got the Sinestral Annulment that I just made in the last clip. It has been such a good start to the second 500. We are making major money. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a great kill, and it's not because, yes, we got another omen of greater annulment, we also got a utility belt, but this wand, when identified, gave me +5 lightning skills, and this is a personal victory because I have identified probably 1,200 to 1,500 eye level 81 wands so far this league, and I have never gotten a +5 lightning spell skills wand. So what can I say? Personal victories. All right, really quick clip time. This is my 5th divine drop since I did the 500 kill check-in, and I have done 60 kills since then. 60. That's it. In the first 500 kills, I got 5 divines, and in the next 60, I also get 5. So that is super crazy. Totally did not expect that. Just wanted to point it out in a clip now in case the check-in has an absolutely crazy amount of divines in it and something looks like it just went nuts. Anyway, raining divines, can't complain. We're making money. Oh, the best one that we can get. Yeah, absolutely love to see it.
Oh my God!
I just got another divine orb. I don't know where these are coming from, but this is like 15 now, and I have only done like 120 kills since 500. We are getting so lucky on the raw divine drops now. I have no idea what was wrong with the first 500 kills. Oh my god, what is happening right now? The divines are just nuts. I don't know how, but these white omens just keep dropping. I think since 500, I've gotten over 20 of them, which is the same. I think we're at like 25. I mean, that's basically what we had starting from 0 to 500. So I have no idea. I don't even know what I'm saying here. I'm about to do a 250 kill left check-in, 750 total check-in, and I just have so many of these things. And I can't believe it. It's truly incredible. Anyway, I'll see you in that clip. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure how big of a check-in I'm really going to do here. I think I'm honestly just going to cover the currency and also the omens, but a lot has changed since the 500 kill check-in, and our RNG has just completely turned around. I don't know how many clips I'm going to put in between the 500 check-in and this one, like of drops, but I've filmed a lot of them. But let's go ahead and get into the currency and the omens because a lot has changed and it's been for the better. All right, so starting off with the currency, I think we had, what, 5 divines in total? 5 divines in total when we hit the 500 kills, and we are up to 19, meaning that we have gotten 14 or so in the last 250 kills, which is just nuts. We had like no currency luck for the first 500, the first half of this, and all of a sudden we are balling in divines. So that is super cool to see. For the omens, we have absolutely skyrocketed our omen count. I think we're up to like almost 50 now, which is literally double what I had at 500. So in the last 250, I've basically got exactly what I got in the first 500. Anyway, I just wanted to check in and say this. It seems pretty unbelievable to me that our RNG turned around this much, but I wanted to make sure that I do film this portion just to show that if the 1000 kill check-in ends up being insanely different from the 500, it's because the last 250 has been so lucky. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next clip. First omen since the 750 kill check-in, and it's the best one we can get. We are off to a great start. Oh my god, another one. This 250, the last 250, is going so well so far. I am super happy for this. Oh, finally another clip that's not an omen or a divine. We got a bow with bow attacks, fire, and additional arrow. Unfortunately, not 2 additional arrows, but beggars can't be choosers. It's something different than an omen, so I'm happy to share it with you. Looks like we got another Xerfes jacket, which is not a divine and not an omen, so that's why you're seeing this clip. This is about 1 divine's worth of little tier 1 unique here, or 2-0 unique, so kind of cool. Just got these gloves that rolled all tier 1s. Check it out. What the heck is that? Just got another Xerfes jacket. Apparently, these are one of the most common T0 uniques you can get, I guess. Not going to complain. It's free money. So I have done about 150 since the 750 kill check-in, and this is the first divine orb. So RNG has come back around and said no more currency, but that's okay because we've gotten a lot of the omens, and I'm excited to show you guys what they are once we get to the 1000 kill check-in, which is approximately exactly 100 kills away. I will see you there. Let's freaking go. Double divines, dude. They are coming back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final kill. Can we get a nice omen or maybe a mirror on the last one? Absolutely not. I will see you at the 1000 kill final check-in. We have finally arrived. Oh, it is done. It is done. Oh my goodness. If I sound happy right now, I am. And I was super far away from the mic. Sorry about that. I am so happy to be done with this grind. This has taken me like 2.5 weeks to get done. Probably closer to 3 weeks to get done based on my real life schedule and the things that I got going on, work and whatnot. It has taken so long to get these 1000 King of the Mist kills, but it is done. We are finished, and I am so excited to finally share with you guys the 1000 kill check-in. What could you expect if you decide, for whatever reason, to kill 1000 King of the Mists? Let's get into the final check-in, and we'll see how much we made from this video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. It is time to show you guys exactly what I got from 1000 King of the Mist kills, and we're just going to start off with the omens and work our way down from the tabs. And may I just say, what a beautiful sight it is to see 0 audience with the kings in this tab for the first time in the last 3 weeks. So obviously, if you add up all my omens that I have here, I have 1000 omens in my omens tab. 1 per kill. We did 1000 kills. That maths correctly. But what we care about the most are these 3 right here and these 3 right here, and really more specifically these 2 and these 3. And that's because they are the only ones that are pretty much going to hold any value this late in the league. The Sinestral Annulments, for example, are 3.76 divines each. The Dextral Annulments are 6.1 divines each. The Greater Annulments are about a chaos and a half each. The Sinestral Erasures are 3.1 divines. The Dextral Erasures are 4 divines. And the Whittlings are 5.3 divines. For the total of these 68 that we have, that gives us 230.48 divines, rounded down to 230 divines, which means we made profit from just the Omens tab. But a 30 divine profit over like 50 hours of grinding is not very good money, so let's see what we made in all the other tabs as well. Maybe we made a good profit. For the currency, for 1000 King of the Mist kills, we have 23 raw divines, and keep in mind at the 500 check-in, I had like 5 or 6, so a majority of these, a large majority of these, have come from the last 500 kills, and in particular, the 250 in between 500 and 750 is where I got a majority of these. We do have 216 Chaos, 1,165 Exalted Orbs, a few Annulments, a few Orbs of Chance, 2 Armorer Scraps, absolutely huge, 1 Lesser Jeweler's Orb, absolutely huge. We have a single Glassblower's Bauble. I think it's so funny how I got basically none of these. They're apparently exceedingly rare from the King of Mist, so if you're going to the King of Mist to farm some Blacksmith's Whetstones, you're going to the wrong boss. In total here, we have about 30 to 35 divines worth of currency, so that's extra on the top, which currently brings our total to 265 divines. Let's see what else we made in the following tabs. Alright, onto the Jewels and Etc. tab. I'm going to make this as quick as possible. There's not a lot of money in this tab, really none, to be honest. I think the only thing worth money is probably this level 20 Spirit Gem, if it's even worth anything anymore. The Twilight Reliquary keys and the Ritualistic Reliquary keys, rare as they may be, are really not worth anything. I also have no good jewels. None of these jewels rolled spectacularly. And this late in the game, this late in the league, if your jewel's not super good, it's probably not going to sell. So I'm probably just going to toss all of these to a vendor, toss all of these to a vendor, maybe open them up for fun. These can just go in my runes tab, and that's about it. I might get a few chaos for the Spirit Gem, but overall, no money was made for the most part in this tab. Let's check out the rares. Getting on to the rares, I apologize to those of you who have OCD. I know these tabs are absolutely horribly organized, and I apologize. I was just very selective on the items that I picked up with the exemption of the jewelry. I just, for whatever reason, like to pick it all up. None of this is necessarily overly good. These guys down here in the middle and on the left here could be, good for some reason. Like this has a T1 crit chance roll on it, which could be a good thing, T1 intelligence as well. But nothing overly spectacular in this particular tab. Same thing with the left side here, just things that could be used in the Recombinator that may be a little good and would potentially be sellable if I really wanted to try. The items on the right side, however, again, would be sellable if I really wanted to try, but they are the things that rolled the best, that I think I have the best chance of crafting into a decent item or using in the Recombinator to make an even better item. For example, these boots have some pretty nice rolls, T1 evasion, or T1 movement speed, T1 double res. We have T1 evasion and energy sealed T1 res again. These boots, T1 all, exactly how they dropped, which is really cool. So just a bunch of items over here that could be recombination fodder, like this guy right here, 3 or triple T1s damage as extras at the top. So just kind of cool to see how that dropped. This dropped with a perfect spell damage roll. Just interesting things. Not a lot of super incredible items that we got from this boss, even after 1,000 kills, but still some stuff that I enjoyed picking up. It's the end of the league. I might craft on it just to have a little bit of fun. Who knows? Probably won't sell any of it, but if I were to give it a price, I'd say overall, if I were to sell this stuff, we're probably looking at 20 to 40 divines for all the items that I picked up in the rares tab. Moving on to the uniques, we have a metric crap ton of them, as you can probably assume from killing 1,000 of a tier 4 pinnacle boss. We have not one, not two, not three, but approximately 3.5 to 3 2/3 of a full quad tab's worth of unique items. And the first tab, the second tab, and the third tab is pretty much all just going to be unique collection fodder. I have 301 right now, so we'll see at the end of the video how many I actually get once I toss all those in there. I'd be curious to see if I added anything to my collections, but overall, nothing really worth anything here. Just chance shards or unique collection, chance shards, unique collection, chance shards, unique collection. But the items on the right in the final tab are the ones that could actually be worth something and or are good like T0 unique. So we have the tabula rasa that everyone knows about, Tangle Tongue, these scalpers jackets, the Zerfis Serape, however you pronounce that. All of these happen to roll with double increased on the bottom, which I think is cool because it can roll -30 to +30, and I happen to get positive on every single one of them. We obviously have the tree fingers as well, which gives you giant blood, which makes it a little valuable. The Alpha's Howl, which used to be worth way more than it is now, but it's still a T0 unique. Just some cool items here. Again, didn't make a bunch of money, didn't get a Headhunter, didn't get an Astromentus, nothing insane, but it is cool to see that we did get quite a bit of the special uniques from killing 1,000 of this boss. All right, and finally, getting on to the boss-specific uniques. There are obviously pretty close to 1,000 of them, and the reason I say pretty close to 1,000 of them is because there were a few kills where the boss dropped, and it wasn't every time it did this, but a few kills where the boss dropped a ritualistic reliquary key, but no unique, which I found very interesting. I don't know if that's a bug or intended because it didn't happen every single time, but it did happen a few times. So I'm down to probably 996 boss items. But in the whole scheme of things, I don't think 4 really makes that big of a difference because we have a ton of boots, a ton of stabs, a ton of the explorer armors over the course of many, many tabs. And I actually started running out of quad tabs. So I had to use some regular tabs. And same thing here, ran out of my quad tabs. But the ones that you guys care about the most, that you're probably wondering how many did he get of X, Y, or Z, would be the Ingenuity belts and the From Nothing diamonds. And to answer your question, without further ado, we have 248 Ingenuity belts and a total of 122 From Nothing diamonds. And I think what I'm probably going to do is, instead of identifying all of these on this video, I am going to identify them and corrupt 250 of them on a separate video to see if we can get any absolutely insane rolls like this guy right here. So I think that'll be a fun gambling video. Might be one of the last videos I make of the league, but that's something you guys can probably expect in the not so distant future. All right, and with all that stuff being said, that is everything that I got from the 1,000 tier 4 King of the Mist kills. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through all my omens, sell them to Alva. I'm going to go through all of my uniques, put what I can in my unique collection tab, see how many spots I add to my 301, and then turn everything else into chance shards and get back to you guys with the final amount of money that we made from this video. And keep in mind, again, the investment was 200 divines. Anything less than like 260, 270, and this is a complete waste of time in my opinion. So let's see what we get. I'll be back in just a second. I'll see you there. Okay, really quick aside, I decided to take some of my fracturing orbs and try my luck with the melee weapons that I had on the rares 2 tab. And I had a total of 8 of them with plus melee skills. These guys both didn't hit, but every single one of these managed to hit the fracture on the melee skills. I think that is exceedingly lucky. So I just thought that was very interesting. Thought I'd share with you guys. I expected to hit maybe one of these, but I hit 6 of the 8. How cool is that? All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a while since my last check-in, about half of a day. I've vendored all the uniques, I've sold all the omens off, I've been working on selling some various items throughout the rest of the tabs, like some of the T0 uniques, and also some of the From Nothing diamonds, like the Zealot's Oath, Mind Over Matter, and Unwavering Stance ones, which can be sold for several annulment orbs, or maybe even a few divines apiece. And we have finished with 300 divines. Now, I could wait a little bit longer, maybe another week or so, and wait to sell off more items, but we're at the end of the league. It's super hard to sell things at this point in time, and I don't think me waiting that long is going to add a lot of value to the video. I also want to say I have not sold any of the Ingenuity belts because I only had two that rolled with 30% and 30%, and the rest of them would be super difficult to sell. So I think what I may end up doing is maybe a video where I corrupt 250 belts and see if I roll anything insane. I don't know. Time will tell. But overall, the profit that we made from the video is 105 or more divines. I would say the 40 to 50 hours that it took to make this video and the monotony behind it all is probably not worth the 105 divine profit, especially this late in the league when divines have much less value than they do in the beginning of the league. You could definitely better spend your time making currency elsewhere, is what I'm trying to say. However, it is kind of cool to say that I've killed 1,000 King in the Mists, which is something I would say less than 0.01% of the player base can probably say they've done. And on top of that, I did also add 22 items to my unique collection, which means I only have 52 more items to go before I have fully filled it up, which I think is pretty cool. And that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've made it this far, leave a like, leave a comment. I read every single one. Please subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.